And Mexico will make history this summer as the first country to host 3 World Cups, but the excitement over that record is not reflected among Mexican fans. And Francisco Javier Ferreira remembers the 2 World Cups he attended in his home country in 1970 and 1986, but he will not be able to attend the third. The 70-year-old says the high cost of tickets for the 13 matches on Mexican soil, and combined with the difficulty of getting a ticket and the limited number of games assigned to Mexico as the third host country, has dampened his excitement as a fan.
Tehran, Iran. Iran's judiciary has promised to continue taking decisive action against people it accuses of working for foreign interests as it reports more executions and asset seizures. Judiciary and security authorities said they will act decisively against the enemy's mercenaries without leniency until the very last one, according to a state television report aired late on Monday. The United Arab Emirates has come under attack from Iranian missiles and drones for the second day in a row, according to its defence ministry. Tuesday's attack came a day after at least 3 people were injured in strikes the day before, and a drone sparked a fire at a key oil facility in the eastern emirate of Fujairah.
And tech giants Microsoft, Google and xAI say they will allow the United States federal government access to their new artificial intelligence models for national security testing. The Center for AI Standards and Innovation, CAISI, at the Department of Commerce announced the agreement on Tuesday amid increasing concerns about the capabilities that Anthropic's newly unveiled Mythos model could give hackers. And on Monday, OpenAI released a new foundation model called GPT-5.5 Instant, which will replace GPT 5.3 Instant as the default ChatGPT model. The company said the model reduces hallucination in sensitive areas such as law, medicine, and finance, while maintaining the low latency of its predecessor. OpenAI released the latest GPT 5.5 model last month, with the company claiming improvements in areas like coding and knowledge.
The Punjab Education Management Authority, PEMA, has launched a province-wide physical verification drive in its schools to curb fake student enrollments and ensure accurate records. According to officials, the verification process will run from May 4 to May 21, during which the presence of students enrolled in each school will be physically checked. The initiative aims to eliminate fictitious or paper enrollments and confirm the actual number of students in schools.
And Pakistan women's national team midfielder Suha Hirani has secured an overseas move, signing for Bhutanese side Transport United FC for the 2026 season. The 24-year-old joins the Thimphu-based club from Karachi City FC, where she has established herself as a consistent performer and one of the more experienced players in the setup.
Islamabad. Party leaders were once again denied a meeting with incarcerated PTI founder Imran Khan in Adiala jail on Tuesday as his sisters appealed to the public to gather in large numbers outside the jail to exert pressure on the government. All 3 sisters of Imran arrived at Adiala jail as per routine, as Tuesday is the designated meeting day, but were told by law enforcement officials that they could not proceed. 2 people were killed in a long-range missile and drone strike on Russia's Chuvashia region on Tuesday, marking a rare Ukrainian attack deep inside Russia, more than 600 miles from the border. A further 34 people were injured in the attack, including 1 child, according to Russian state media RIA Novosti. The Chuvashia region declared a state of emergency following the missile and drone strike.
The United Arab Emirates, UAE, has accused Iran of launching a barrage of missiles and drones at the port of the eastern emirate of Fujairah, injuring 3 Indian nationals and setting an oil refinery at the Fujairah petroleum industry zone ablaze. The UAE's Ministry of Defence said its air defences had engaged 12 ballistic missiles, 3 cruise missiles and 4 drones launched from Iran over the course of the day on Monday.
At least 23 Chadian soldiers have been killed and 26 injured in a Boko Haram attack on a military post in Chad's Lake Chad region, according to the country's armed forces. The military said in a statement on Tuesday that the Nigeria-based armed group, which has long posed a threat around Lake Chad, located at the junction of Cameroon, Chad, Niger, and Nigeria, struck on Monday night on Chad's island of Baka Tolarom. Security researchers at Kaspersky say they have identified a malicious backdoor planted in the popular and long-running Windows disk imaging software, Damon Tools. The Russian cybersecurity company said on Tuesday that data collected from computers around the world running the Kaspersky antivirus software shows a widespread attack is underway, targeting thousands of Windows computers running Damon Tools.
And Etsy announced Tuesday the launch of its native app within ChatGPT, opening up a new way for shoppers to explore its catalogue of over 100 million listings. And the new experience is designed to move beyond the limitations of traditional keyword queries. Instead of typing something like wooden coffee table, then scrolling and adjusting filters, and users can now express what they're looking for in natural language. For instance, help me find a Mother's Day gift under $100 for my mom who loves gardening.
Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif on Tuesday cleared a 6-point action plan to fix long-standing tax court delays and accelerate the resolution of tax disputes. The Prime Minister expressed satisfaction over the progress in the digitalization of FBR. The approved 6-point plan includes major reforms aimed at reducing delays in tax litigation and improving institutional efficiency. Islamabad. PTI Secretary General Salman Akram Raja on Tuesday affirmed his decision regarding the composition of the newly formed Punjab Coordination and Monitoring Committee, saying that no existing member would be excluded and no new name would be added to the body. On Monday, Raja notified a 5-member body under the convenership of Amjad Khan Niazi to coordinate organizational matters between the 4 regions of Punjab through engagement with the presidents and general secretaries of the said region. Islamabad. The Islamabad High Court, IHC, has ordered the removal of YouTuber Rajab Butt's name from the Passport Control List, PCL, ruling that the continuation of travel restrictions without lawful justification violates fundamental rights guaranteed under the Constitution. In a detailed 6-page judgment, Justice Muhammad Azam Khan directed the relevant authorities to immediately remove the petitioner's name from the PCL, provided there was no other legal impediment or restraining order issued by a competent court.
And Romanian MPs have voted to remove Prime Minister Ilie Bolojan in a no-confidence vote in Parliament. The largest party, the left-wing Social Democrats, abandoned Bolojan's 4-party coalition last month and joined the far-right opposition to call for the vote.
Iran has attacked a United Arab Emirates petroleum site in Fujairah just days after the UAE announced it was leaving OPEC. As the Strait of Hormuz crisis deepens and oil prices keep rising, could this accelerate the shift to renewables, or are we heading into an era of energy volatility? In this episode,
And a new map featuring 2 red lines stretching beyond the Strait of Hormuz has become the latest symbol of the escalating war of attrition between Iran and the US. And Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, on Monday released a map marking an expanded maritime area of control to include lengthy sections of the United Arab Emirates coastline in the west. The line stretches between the westernmost tip of Iran's Qeshm Island to the UAE's Al Quwain Emirate, while in the east, a second line joins Iran's Mount Mubarak and the UAE's Fujairah.
Last week, US President Donald Trump announced to hike tariffs on cars and trucks manufactured in the European Union from 15% to 25% after accusing the bloc of taking too long to comply with the terms of the trade deal agreed last July. Trump's latest trade barb comes as the transatlantic ties have been strained, with the latest friction point emanating from the EU's refusal to join Washington's current war on Iran. The ceasefire between the United States and Iran is still in place despite bursts of military action around the Strait of Hormuz. Pentagon Chief Pete Hegseth tells reporters. Hegseth said on Tuesday that President Donald Trump will make the decision as to when the truce ends, signaling that Washington may be willing to tolerate some Iranian attacks during the push to reopen Hormuz before renewing the war.
And voice AI company 11 Labs revealed new investors that are part of its $500 million Series D fundraise, which was first announced in February. The additions include institutions such as BlackRock, Wellington, D.E. Shaw, and Schroders, enterprises like Nvidia, Salesforce, Santander, KPN, and Deutsche Telekom, and individual investors such as Jamie Foxx, Ava Longoria, and Squid Game creator Wang Dong-yuk. And the startup also noted that it surpassed 500 million in ARR, annual recurring revenue, after ending last year with nearly $350 million in ARR. The company's co-founder and CEO, Mati Stanishevsky, said last month that 11 Labs added $100 million in net new ARR in Q1 2026, ending the quarter at roughly $450 million in ARR.
Meta will start using AI to scan photos and videos for visual clues to see if a user is under 13 and should be removed from Facebook and Instagram, the company announced on Tuesday. These visual clues include a person's height or bone structure, it said. We want to be clear, this is not facial recognition, Meta explained in its blog post. Our AI looks at general themes and visual cues, for example, height or bone structure, to estimate someone's general age. It does not identify the specific person in the image. By combining these visual insights with our analysis of text and interactions, we can significantly increase the number of underage accounts we identify and remove.
Education tech giant Instructure has confirmed a data breach affecting students' private information. The hacking and extortion gang Shinny Hunters claimed responsibility for the breach. The hackers claim to have stolen students' names, their personal email addresses, and messages sent between teachers and students. The same type of data Instructure admitted was stolen. The Senate Standing Committee on Science and Technology on Tuesday recommended the payment of a technical allowance for engineers across Pakistan. The committee formally supported the proposal to be implemented across all provinces and federal institutions be granted the technical allowance.
And Cherry Master Pakistan has been awarded the Best Rising Star Global Award at the Cherry Global Conference 2026, held in April 2026 in China, and marking a significant milestone in the brand's global expansion and Pakistan's emergence as a key growth market within Cherry's international network. And the recognition was announced during Cherry's International Business Summit, which brought together global leadership, partners, and media and stakeholders from over 130 countries to align on the company's future roadmap and its vision of serving 10 million families worldwide by 2030.
The United States is not looking for a fight over the Strait of Hormuz, and its ceasefire with Iran still holds, but any attack on commercial shipping will be met with a devastating response. The Pentagon chief said on Tuesday. The warning from Pete Hegseth came on the second day of a US effort dubbed Project Freedom to facilitate the transit of commercial ships through the Strait of Hormuz, which Iran had closed in response to the US-Israeli war on the Islamic Republic. And
9 people have died in an explosion at a coal mine in Colombia in the latest fatal accident to hit the country's mining sector. Emergency workers said they had rescued 6 miners from the shafts in Sutatausa, north of the capital, Bogotá.
Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has condemned Russia's cynicism for continuing to launch deadly attacks despite seeking a pause in hostilities. Russia, which is preparing to hold celebrations to mark victory in World War II this weekend, said it would hold a ceasefire on 8 and the 9th May and threatened a massive missile strike on central Kyiv if Ukraine violated the truce.